little something to get the edge off, you know what I'm saying? What's the deal, party people? Welcome back to another video. It's Jessie Benton here, and I've been really enjoying the music that I've been listening to lately. I've been really trying to get into the habit of listening to albums and, that type of thing, because I really am not usually the type of person who listens to albums. Like I said before, I don't have the attention span for it, but I'm trying to get better at it. And so I've been listening to a lot more lately. I've been finding some new music that has really been it's been some really good stuff lately. And honestly, I just want to talk about it. And so I thought, what better way to do it than to kind of do like a weekly recap of the music that I have been consuming lately. So that's what today's video is going to be. If you're interested, please keep watching. And you can also subscribe too if you feel the need to do that. Okay, let's get into the video. So I have everything in sections, and I have everything on my computer over here. So if you see me looking over there, that's what's going on, okay? But I have everything in different sections, right? So for my first section, I have albums and EPs that I have listened to. And then I have my music highlights. And in the music highlights, these are kind of songs that don't necessarily have to be songs that came out this week or even this month. They're just kind of songs that I've recently discovered, and I've been listening to it a lot. It's been getting a lot of plays out of me. So I wanted to talk about them. So yeah, that's how we're going to have everything set up here. For category number 1, let's get into our albums and EPs. Okay, so the first album that I want to talk about is Kesha came out with a new album. So the original version of her Period album came out on July 4th. And then she just came out with a deluxe version of it called Ellipsis. Yeah, Ellipsis. She came out with a deluxe version called Period Ellipsis on the 8th. What I have to say about this album is I was very surprised. It was really good. Now, I will say that this album started off kind of slow. The first 3 songs were not my favorite. Freedom was a little weird to me. And then there's that Yippee Kaye, I think is what it's called. Those weren't my favorite, but once you get to song number 4 though, which is Delusional, I believe, I was like, oh, this kind of has like an old 2010s vibe to it. But as you keep going, it's a really good combination of songs that she put on that album. And she did a little bit of kind of that 2010s, early 2010s pop sound, but she also added a few songs that had that more modern pop song, kind of like the Charlie XCX, just kind of dance music to it. I really enjoyed it. I even added one song to my phone, which is Attention. It's featuring Slater and Rose Gray. It's really good. Yeah, it's a really nice song. Overall, it was a really good album, and I really enjoyed it. I think I would highly recommend, if you're into that old Kesha sound, I recommend listening to it. So the next album / EP that I want to highlight is, I believe it's an EP, but it's the GDLU Prelux by Jid. Really good. Let me tell you something about Jid. Jid is going to save the rap genre for us, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure there's some other ones out there too, but I feel like as far as Jid is the closest thing that we have to like a new generation J. Cole, if you ask me. He has a really good flow, but his production is really good as well. Like, I really like his beats, because sometimes with those, I don't know if I would consider him necessarily a conscious rapper, but it almost has that kind of vibe, right? But a lot of times with conscious rappers, the production is just not my favorite. But I really enjoy Jid's music. I will say though, I could have went my whole life without hearing that Animal song with Eminem. Something about it. I don't know how the fast rapping, I don't know if I'm really into that anymore. And then Eminem's part came on, and I found myself just like thinking, why are we yelling? I guess Eminem does that, but I don't know. I'm not really into that. And then on top of that, it was going on for forever. I was like, when will it end? I kept looking at my watch like, when is the end of the song coming? Because I'm over it at this point. I didn't understand a word he was saying. I don't know. I could have went without that song, but everything else on that EP was fire. Giveon also came out with a new album, and I like Giveon. I'm starting to realize, like, I'm thinking the older I get, I'm really starting to like the R&B genre. I think it depends on who's making it, though. I will say, because some people's interpretation of R&B is just not my favorite. But Giveon, I like him. I like the deepness and raspiness in his voice, and then I don't know. He just got. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I added 3 songs to my phone off the rip. That's saying something. But I highly recommend that album. If you like R&B, I say listen to that album. You won't regret it. The last one that I want to highlight is, it technically didn't come out recently. It came out back in May. But like I said, I'm just trying to listen to albums, trying to get caught up, just trying to find new stuff because I'm always on the lookout for new music, okay? And because I said his name to my friend at work, and she was like, I ain't never heard nobody pronounce his name. So I've been pronouncing his name wrong, but I've been trying to do better. I believe it's Amine. Amine came out with 13 Months of Sunshine. Woo! 13 Months of Sunshine back in May. And let me tell you, I don't know. Okay, so at first, right, with Amine, I'm still trying to get used to it. At first with Amine, I think it threw me off kind of because, when he first came out, he did Caroline. And then he had that album that had like Real Men and Sugar Parents and that song with G Herbo and stuff. So I was really seeing him as more of like on the pop side of rap though. And so when I started listening to his newer stuff and I saw that he was going towards more of the dance realm, it kind of threw me off guard. And I don't think I was really feeling it at first. But now that I'm like, okay, I understand he's evolving from one end to the next, which I need to get out of that. I do that a lot with artists. I just expect them to make the same type of music all the time, and people change. Sometimes they don't want to keep doing what they're doing, so I need to just be like, okay, accept what's going on. And now that I've accepted it, I'm like, okay, now I know what to expect. Let me listen to it. And oh my gosh, great album. Like, I like dance music, so I don't even know why I had a problem with him doing this dance genre. But it's good. And you can tell there's art behind it. He had a message behind it. I'm always down for music that has a message, that has, you're not just it doesn't feel like you're just putting stuff out there. I loved it. Highly recommend that album. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, but those are my favorites, right? So I do have a list of ones that weren't my favorite that I have listened to. Let's go ahead and get into it. So number 1, I did listen to Lorde. How can I say this? It just wasn't my style. I know some people probably really get jiggy with that stuff. And for the most part, usually I can handle that style of music, but I just couldn't get into Lorde. It almost just sounded like a bunch of noise. That sounds so mean. I'm sorry. And then her voice, her singing voice, her vocals are just not my favorite. So it was really hard to listen to. I know that it really had some deep topics that were talked about in that album. And yeah, I couldn't get into it. I mean, you can have a deep message in your music, but if the production is just not something that I like, I can't get into it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Justin Bieber also came out with an album, a surprise album actually. He didn't announce it until literally the night before, something like that. The day before. Now let me say something before y'all come for me. I am a believer, okay? I love Justin Bieber down. I do. But that though, he could have kept that in the draft. I do think he could have kept that in the draft. Let me explain why though. It's not that the songs were terrible. I have a problem when albums seem like one long song, if that makes sense. Every song sounded the same. There was no variety present in that album, if you ask me. I don't know. And then for the album to be called Swag, right? That's those songs were not they're not what I would think would be on a album called Swag. I don't know. It just threw me for a loop. I know that he could do better. I don't know. He don't do that. I don't know. Honestly, let me tell you, Drewski's part in that album was probably the best part of the album for me. Drewski's the funniest person on the internet, if you ask me. So there you have it. That's how Don't Come For Me. Next album on the list is My Face Hurts From Smiling by Lizzo. It's not like the songs were bad. They weren't bad, actually. I think I'm at a point in my life right now where that's just not the type of music that I'm trying to listen to. I don't know. I do love me a good ratchet moment. I do. But I think it's a mixtape. It's not an actual album. I think it's a mixtape. A whole mixtape like that, though, I feel like I drowned out towards the end of it. But I will say that there was one song on there that I really liked. And of course, I'm a sucker for a classical sample. So New Mistakes by her has been on repeat. I did get that song from the album. My problem is with her is she's so talented. She has a great voice. I don't know. Maybe she's in that time of her life right now where that's the type of music that she wants to come out with. But I just feel like she could do a lot better. I don't have a problem with maybe a couple songs having that type of, vibe, that real like rap kind of southern hip hop sound to it, right? But when the whole album is like that, I get bored. I like variety in an album. I don't like every song to sound the same. I want there to be a good mix of fast songs, slow songs, that type thing, right? So that was my only problem. I just think I know she could do better. I know she has more I know she has more art to put out there. That's just my opinion though. Next on the list, Clips came out with an album. Let me say, I think I'm just not into that flow vibe, maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some people in some hoods it goes crazy. But for the most part, with rap music, I can't really relate to the stuff that they talk about. So rap music is more so about the flow and the beat for me. The production was very good. Loved it, actually. I was like, now, one thing that did save that album for me was production. It was just the flow and the things that they were talking about. I don't think that, and honestly, I don't think that album was made for people like me. I'm not the target demographic. It was probably a good album to some people, but for me, it was just not, and it's not my style. And that's okay. Okay, we can agree to disagree. All right. Last album on my not so favorite album. And let me just explain. Like I said, I always explain. Let me explain why. Okay. So Russ came out with an album a couple months ago. I think this was back in May as well, called Wild. I don't want to say that it's bad. It's not bad. Russ actually is a very talented rapper. I just think that he has a style and he stays true to that style. I would like to see him. This is probably the first time I've ever said this because, like I said before, usually I don't like it when people get out of what they usually do and try to do something different. Usually that rubs me the wrong way. But in this case, I would actually like to see him do something a little different. I say all that though. The album wasn't my favorite, but there was one particular song on there. It's called Crazy. He put his foot in it. Did his thing with that song. Yes, he did. I highly recommend you listen to that song. That song is great. Production, flow, what he's talking about, of course. It's just good. That's a good song. I will give him that. I just want to see more variety from him. That's it. That's all. Okay, so that is the end of my album/EP highlights that I want to go through, and now we're just going to do our singles, songs, or whatever. And in this one, it really is going to be just like, they can be new, but some of them are really old. Just put that out there. But they're the songs that I've been consuming a lot this week, and I have to talk about it because you know me. So first song on this list, and might I say, technically, I don't know if this is technically K-pop, but it's kind of like one of those potato moments, right? So I want to say K-pop for the past couple weeks has been amazing. I feel like you get those slow pockets in K-pop where it's like, the song's okay, but I'm not really feeling it, you know? But this past month, it's kind of been going crazy, okay? So I have a lot of K-pop singles on here that I want to highlight. This first one is Gabriella by Cat's Eye. I love, what is that? Is that like, it's kind of reggae with like a Latin flair to it. I don't know, but I like it. It's been on repeat real bad. I love Cat's Eye because not only did they come out with Gabriella, they also came out with a video for Game Boy. I like that song too. I like them, and I like those songs. Give it a gander. Give it a gander. Next on this list, Folded by Kehlani. I want to say this is probably her best song that she's come out with in a little while. I'm not going to lie to you. There's crack deep within the depths of that song. She went crazy in the booth with that one. I like it. Ooh, I love it a lot. I love it. 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 I just went, yes. Folded by Kehlani. Been highly on repeat lately. Dirty Work by aespa. Let me tell you something about that song. aespa, in my opinion, is probably one of the better vocalists in K-pop. They're very talented. Their vocalists go crazy, and their rappers are really good as well. This song, they just kind of like, they're kind of whispering, kind of. They're not even really showing their full potential because, you know, they can belt it out. And they will belt it out on them songs. But this song, it was just real sexy, just kind of like a groove and a vibe. And surprisingly, I liked it off rip. I was like, there's something about it. There's something about this song. I like it. I recently came across this song. You know, sometimes when you listen to your personalized station on Apple Music, they don't always just play, you know, songs that you searched up or that you have in your library already. They'll add songs that I've never heard of before. And surprisingly, they played this song. And I was like, yeah, immediately added it. I was like, I like this. It's called Cynical by Joseph. And it's more of an alternative song. But yes, love that song. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of old. I think it's, okay, no, it's not that old. It came out in 2024 last year, I think. Hold on. My Google search. Did it? Yeah. It came out in October of 2024. So, I mean, it's not that old, but of course it's not new. So, I just wanted to put that out there. It's not a newer song, but I will be looking more into him now that I know who he is. I will say Apple Music does do a good job of putting me on new songs. I will give them that. Because it's hard these days. I feel like I'm struggling. I'm begging for new music, and I'm just having a hard time finding it. Apple Music, that station, my personalized station, be going crazy. What More Can I Say by Teddy Swims. Ugh. Y'all know how I feel about Teddy. Y'all know how I feel about Teddy. I love him. And that song, I think it technically came out on the original I've Tried Everything But Therapy, the first one. And I don't know how I missed that one, but it also came up on my Apple Music playlist, and I was like, yeah, inject it into my veins. That's how much I like that song. That's the song that's currently stuck in my head right now. I keep singing it. I keep walking around. What more can I say? Yeah. Love that song. Oh, love it down. Last song that I want to highlight that has been heavily on repeat. It's a really old song. It came out back in like 2017, I think. But it's by MNEK. MNEK. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Mnek, and it's called Paradise. And it's so crazy because this is another song that my station played for me, and I was like, "Oh, I love that." And at first, I didn't catch it. I just knew his voice was beautiful. Oh, he had a nice voice, and I was like, "Yeah, let me add that." And I've been listening to it, and the more that I listened to it, I was like, "His voice sounds really familiar." I'm like, "I know this voice from somewhere." I couldn't figure it out at first, and so I did me a little Google search. Here I am, doing my thing. I'm like, let me go to Google, figure it out. Let me search him up. Never Forget You by Zara Larson. Love that song. Oh, that song. I don't know if it's because of the music video or what, but it hits me right here. But yes, he was on that song, and I remember I was like, oh, I love his voice. I uh, you don't see much about him, and then I came across that song, and so I was like, "Oh, I think it's fate." I think Apple Music, the little man in my phone was listening to me and was like, "No, listen, listen. He does have music. Let me show it to you." And that's what happened. And now I'm obsessed. So if you haven't heard that song, I say go listen to it. He has a beautiful voice. Okay. So that's it for my favorites. I have one not so favorite song, and when I say not so favorite, I'm not sure if I like it or not yet. And I'll explain why. I always do. It's What Did I Miss by Drake. So Drake actually announced that he has an album coming out soon. He did like a whole YouTube stream and played a video for this song, What Did I Miss? And then next day it was on streaming platforms ready for the people to listen to it. One thing about me, I'm going to take the time out to listen to Drake. Even though we have a really rocky relationship right now, I don't know how I feel about him. His last few projects have been very subpar to me. I feel like he's just putting stuff out there at this point, and because he knows we love him so much, he thinks we're just gonna eat it up. But no, I have standards. You can't just be giving me anything. I'm just gonna eat it. Okay, I don't. This song though, it's not terrible. It's not on the same level as some of the other things that he has came out with recently. Production was good, could have been better, but it was better than some of the other things that he came out with. I think the problem for me is I don't like his flow anymore. His flow has definitely changed. It's almost like he's changed his flow to kind of sound like rappers that are out now, like newer rappers now. When, in my opinion, I feel like you shouldn't change your flow to sound like what's popping right now. I feel like people should be trying to change how they rap to try to sound like you. Like you act like you're not one of the goats. Why are you trying to like change your flow to match what in the state of rap right now? I would not be wanting to try to sound like anybody else. Just saying. It's not terrible though. Do I think he could do better? Absolutely. This is the same man this is the same man that came out with So Far Gone. Of course he could do better. But it's not terrible. And I am curious to see what he does come out with on this new Iceman album. So that's it, y'all. That's really it for like the things that I've consumed lately, the songs that, I've listened to and actually have an opinion on. There are a few projects that are coming out that I am excited about. Of course, like I said earlier, I am excited to see what Iceman is going to be talking about. Hopefully, it's one of the better albums that he comes out with within the past like 4 or 5 years. Because I haven't been very pleased with Drake in a while now. But I love him so much that I have hope that he's gonna do something great. I get let down a lot, but it's okay. I'm used to that. Jack Boys 2 comes out July 13th. So excited. I'm ready for some Travis Scott, some Don Toliver, some Sheck West action. Okay? Hopefully it's good. I'm trying not to get too geeked about it because I feel like I get let down a lot. But if it's on the same caliber as what it was, like the original Jack Boys, I'm very excited. Yeah. Also, I saw that grandson came out with some new music today too. It was okay. But I'm so excited to see what he comes out with. He's gonna have a whole album coming out. I love grandson. So I hope it's good. And yeah, so far that's really the projects that are going to be coming out that I'm pretty excited about. Well, right now, party people, that is the end of the video. That is my weekly recap. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have some songs that you are excited about or some new songs that you have come across that you want to talk about or put me on, let me know. I'm always down to listen to new music. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what songs have been your favorite within the past week or so. And yeah, also what projects are coming up that you're excited about. Let me know. Let's get to talking. If you like the video, please subscribe. Yeah, or you can also like the video too, please. Please like the video too. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. So I will see you in the next video. Peace. I'll do that again. Peace. No, I don't know. Peace.